In a time as this, it's hard to find the right words to support those who are grieving.
Yes, and here to help us navigate our words and feelings respectfully is Emily Pardy, founder of Ready Nest Counseling.
Yes.
Thank you.
Emily, thank you so much for being here, again, under these circumstances. How exactly would you start a conversation about something like this? That's kind of what we're asking everybody today. What is your take on it?
Just asking the question tells me you're in the right place, right? Because a lot of this is what to say and what not to say. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't say anything, which leaves the grieving feeling alone. And they're not alone. None of us are alone in this, and we're all grieving in a situation like this. So I just don't want to undervalue or underestimate how important it is to just be, to just sit together, to hold space, to hear the hard questions and to not have answers. And I think there's such loving presence in empathy and in just being part of something, even if it's really, really hard to sit in and with others. And so we just don't, we want to care less about words and what the right thing is and focus more on just being, that it's okay to not have the answers. Grief is not something that needs to be fixed. And it's a really complex thing. Grief is made up of anger, anxiety, and sadness, of course. And so you're going to feel a whole mix of all of those emotions, and it's hard to help someone else navigate through that. So just saying, I'm here, I'll be sad with you. Right. I'm not going anywhere. That's exactly what we all need right now.
That's what you would say is the most respectful way as to going about communicating with those, us as a community who hasn't been directly impacted. That's how we can speak to someone directly impacted. You talk about sitting with emotions now.
Right. Yes.
Talk more about that.
It's hard right now, right? That it now does not feel good. Now feels scary, right? And yet we don't want to just escape and get into the future or focus on the past. We actually want to feel the emotions right now. And so whether you're meeting with someone who is grieving actively or just someone like most of us in the ripple effect of kind of this heaviness, right, that I would invite you into it. We want to jump out of it. We want to escape. We want to cope and fast forward, right? And yet this is important. This needs to be dealt with. And these emotions aren't scary. Fear is along for the ride most of the time, but we don't need to let it steer for us. And we also don't need to kick it to the curb. We actually want to address it. We want to show our children how to cope with it. We want to express ourselves and be there for each other. So when things get scary, we have some tools and some people to lean on.
I want to talk about Ready Nest Counseling and what you guys offer as a whole, because it's a pretty amazing organization that you have.
Thank you so much. Well, yeah, I founded Ready Nest to really address the gap in maternal mental health. So pregnancy, postpartum, infertility, and loss. And so I've met with many grieving parents over the years from a facet of journeys. And we offer support groups. There's new mom support groups. There's loss groups. And we also just really want to provide a way to connect people to the resources that Nashville has to offer, or even outside of our state. If there's something we know of, a resource, a book, a podcast, or even another counselor that isn't within Ready Nest, it's more important to me to make sure that person gets the help they need. And just that's our whole team, that's our whole culture at Ready Nest, is being able to be the helpers and the connectors to whatever is needed.
I know you have a question. If you don't mind, I just want to jump in and ask one thing. You've dealt with, I'm sure, a lot of couples in grieving situations. If one spouse or partner is having a harder time than another with something like this, what would you tell the other spouse who's not having the harder time? How can they support?
Right. Support, not fix. Right.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so that's the thing that you again, it's counterintuitive. We want to fix. We want, you seem sad, I want you happy. You seem down, let me show you the silver lining. And unfortunately, that's not helpful. What's really helpful is I see that you're sad. Tell me why. Tell me what I can do. Here's how I can show up for you. What's going on? And so whoever, you know, you're right, there's a lot of different paces between couples in how we're grieving, how we're expressing ourselves. Some of that's personality. Some of that is just how we grew up, what our culture said about grief and how emotions were okay or not. And so we want to kind of meet you wherever you are, whether that's your partner, your family member, your child, meet them where they are and try to get to understand, because really empathy is not about agreeing, it's about understanding.
Oh, I love how you say that. It's not about agreeing, it's about understanding. Sometimes when, you know, there are hard topics that maybe I haven't dealt with, and I'm totally transparent and I say, I'm not sure what to say right now. Yeah. But I love how you say, but I'm with you. Correct. I am with you. Is there anything that you would like to say to those really in the trenches right now? What would you say to them?
There's no right way to grieve. Whatever you're feeling is okay to feel. And you're not alone, you know, and this is going to be a very lonely, long, lifelong journey. And I think grief is not something you get over or you know, even heal from. It's something you learn to live with, and you get familiar with it, and you somehow, by carrying that, it does make you stronger, but it doesn't mean you're just automatically stronger. You know, it means that it takes a long time to carry that, and that builds up in you. It becomes part of who you are.
But fear is not driving.
Fear cannot drive.
Right.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
So
Absolutely.
Thank you.
To contact Emily or find a counselor as well, visit readynestcounseling.com. We also have their phone numbers on your screen, as you can see right there. They are available to help.